pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny D.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from San Antonio as the Spurs take it to the hardwood here at the AT&T Center. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. The Jazz in the midst of a road trip going into this one. They've lost their last 3 games, and guys, they'd like that streak to end tonight here.
Yeah, and Kevin, things are starting to get a little bit out of control for them. This losing streak is starting to become an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse if things don't change.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Jazz, Ingles at small forward with Favors at the 4. Hill and Hood in the backcourt. And it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. They get Paul Gasol.
Well, Derek Favors has absolutely a massive frame, someone who can draw fouls due to his sheer size. Well, Derek Favors has always gotten a lot of credit for his defensive abilities, but to me, his offense has come such a long way since he came out of Georgia Tech.
Now here's Hood. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Well, Rudy Gobert is so good setting screens that it's allowing his teammates opportunities.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. And Favors a good post threat. Doris, he can hit that hook shot with either hand.
And the footwork serves him well in the pick and roll. Even when the help is there, this guy can maneuver and create his own shot around the rim.
Hood kicks to Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. Has to Gobert. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
It's stolen by Ingles and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Utah's on defense. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Right, there has to be some sort of consistent effort to generate quality shots. It seemed to me they thought they were going to come easily.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
San Antonio shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Partway through the season, some rookies are starting to hit that wall, that imaginary rookie wall. Doris, what can they do to power through it and continue?
You know, Kevin, I think this is where having the great leadership of veterans who understand what these young guys are going through, and then they help them, right? So they understand, one, nutrition becomes important, so that's part of the conversation. Getting the appropriate rest, right? You can't go burning the candle at both ends, and there's so much of a rookie's experience or a young guy's experience in the league is shaped by the veterans around them.
Hood against Ginobili. Count that bucket.
Rodney Hood is a remarkable athlete, and this guy tenacious when he cuts into open space.
Shoots from the block, and he can't bank that one in. Rejected by Gasol. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Favors. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. San Antonio leading. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Aldridge.
And Parker is just so clever at finding ways to score off the drive as he demonstrates there.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. On defense, he said, quote, "We're going to have to neutralize their high flyers. We can't play above the rim against these guys. Whatever it takes, we need to shut down the lane." See if they are able to do that during the game, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
And Parker, terrific at drawing the foul there. He's as good as anybody at initiating the
contact.
The Spurs have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. The pass to Rubio. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Green, he's checked in for Tony Parker. And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. Lets the three fly. The Jazz again can't hit it. And the Spurs with possession. They're on an 11-2 run.
Well, we know this about Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder. He has a wide range of coaching experience, right? He's coached at the college level, in the minors, over in Europe. And in today's game, I think that breadth of experience is invaluable.
Both free throws good from Green. And you talk about that experience at different levels, Doris, different leagues. How does that help a coach like Quinn Snyder?
Well, Kev, we see the NBA game constantly evolving. In a lot of ways, it's becoming more like European basketball with the floor spacing and ball movement. So that experience can help him think outside the box.
And Utah making a change here. Brooks is checked in. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And Gobert kicks to Cephalosha. 5 to shoot. Anderson with the block. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. And finished off by Kay.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they've been aggressive and assertive right from the opening tip. They've seized command of this game. Let's see what happens.
Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. Number 1, the Spurs.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
The Jazz shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Spurs leading by 8. Here's Mills, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Utah. And for a Jazz team that had patiently built itself into one of the top teams in the league, how tough is it, Doris, to lose a player like Gordon Hayward?
Well, it's brutal. He was their best player, an all-star, a huge blow. Because you think about Utah fans who have harbored concerns historically about the team's ability to retain star talent. This will feed those doubts, Kev.
Here's Mitchell. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Johnson the screen. Burks kicks to Gobert. Up off the screen, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Johnson can't get it to go. Here are the Spurs with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Here's Laverne, and Laverne throws it down.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, if you see Burks with a lane to the rim, he's going to flush it with power.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one, a great performance from the field. Back right after this.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just... And And the Spurs with possession, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
We've got Mills. He's out there with Murray. Laverne is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Bertans in at the 4 spot. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Here's Mitchell. Sefolosha up top. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Mitchell. Burks kicks to Mitchell. Dishes it to Sefolosha. Johnson the screen. 6 to shoot. Burks for 3. Doesn't go that time. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Utah where they beat the Jazz.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts. Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. So it's Utah now, following the bucket by the Spurs. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look now for San Antonio. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne. Leonard comes in for Rudy Gay. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Johnson. Joe Ingles comes in for Sefolosha. Rodney Hood subbed in for Mitchell. Jazz trail by 10. To the paint. It's intercepted. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Leonard. Aldridge has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Utah calls timeout. Doors with every team now having shooters who can space the floor, such an important part of their offense. Who are some of the best players at taking advantage of that with the dribble drive?
Well, there's certain guys who you sit there and say, there's no way I'd ever want to be a lone defender in transition trying to deal with the ferocity of a Russell Westbrook drive, the absolute majesty of Kyrie Irving's handle, the combination of strength and athleticism of LeBron James. I just want to tell those defenders, you better step back, boys, and get out of the way.
You know, you make such a great point. As much as I admire the three-point shooting of Steph or Clay and the majesty of LeBron, the dribbling ability of Kyrie Irving, to me, is absolutely jaw-dropping.
This guy does not have explosive athleticism. It's a product of clearly somebody who has always had the basketball in his hands. It's majesty in motion.
Got a piece of it. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. They set the pick. And Rubio kicks to Favors. And it's Hood in the corner. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Get there. Parker against Rubio. Feeds it to Ingles to the left wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
And once in a while, a team will have this kind of night where nothing is working, but it's still early. They have a chance to play themselves out of this funk if they just keep battling. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's your Rebko. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
Wow, able to survey over the top of defenses as well as squeeze into tight quarters. Rubio is the consummate playmaker.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Knocks it loose. Parker with the steal. Lays it in off the breakaway. Parker's got 8 points.
And Parker is the ultimate attacker in the open floor. He gets the ball and doesn't think twice about getting to the rim. And
that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Jerebko can't get it to go.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Leonard kicks to Parker. Spurs passing it around. Yep, that one goes in there. Gasol's got 4 this quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Jazz trail by 16. Rubio dishes to Favors. Gasol with the steal. To the paint. Here's Murray. Banked in off the glass.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Rubio outside. Favors with the screen. There's the pick. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Murray. And Utah also making a switch. Gobert's checked in. Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Tony Parker. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Favors with the screen. Hood against Green. Just 5 to shoot. They need this. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
But, Kevin, I think Rodney Hood does such a good job using his size to create good opportunities in the pick-and-roll situation. He's got a really good feel.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
From deep. And that's not going to go. And so it's San Antonio holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And their ability to... Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie.
It's San Antonio out on top at halftime.
They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny, some perspective, please.
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half,
that'll do it for now.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a... San Antonio leading by 18. And Rodney Hood selected with the 23rd pick in the 2014 draft by Utah. What a great pickup for the Jazz. Wow.
Well, we're talking about a 6'8" shooting guard with a high skill level. And when Rodney Hood is aggressive and confident, he can be a major impact player in the league.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Hill and Hood in the backcourt. But tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. And it's Ingles in at the 3. Poked away. Favors passes to Rubio. And Parker comes with the help. Passes it to Hood. Lets the 3 fly. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 7 points for Rodney Hood.
Now, how good is the shooting form? Rodney Hood rises up quickly from deep. He's lights out there.
Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. The wide open look here for Ingles. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
I really admire the presence of mind from Rodney Hood. He's terrific at realizing when one of his teammates is wide open.
And the rejection by Favors. A nice shot by Aldridge. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And the Jazz call time here.
Well, the 6'8" lefty, Rodney Hood, such a shifty guy with the ball in his hand. Boy, does he use that hesitation to get what he wants.
And the Spurs with some changes. Laverne comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Mills in for Parker. Utah also making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Favors. Cephalosha comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Mitchell in for Hood. And from his time at Duke, we knew Rodney Hood could shoot with range. Doris, did you realize how well he could handle the ball?
Well, as much as I like his ability to create, I love how he protects the basketball. This guy is a low turnover guy.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Laverne down low. Gobert on him. Here's Aldridge. Good D by Johnson.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
Gobert the screen. The dish to Cephalosha. Back to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Mills with the steal. Here's Ginobili, and he makes good on the layup. Ginobili's got his first points in this one.
You can't forget about Ginobili's activity defensively. Does a great job of using his hands to come up with steals.
And Rubio kicks to Cephalosha. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. Burks, he's checked in for Utah. To the middle. Gobert dishes to Johnson. Over Aldridge. That one a little long.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Here's Mills. The rebound by Johnson. Jazz trail by 14. Burks' shot is good. Burks has got his second basket of the game.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
Of course, they say that one of the toughest things about calling a game is balancing pure basketball knowledge with entertainment. What's your approach with that time?
Do you know that was the last piece of broadcasting that I think fell into place for me? For a long time, I felt like I was proving myself, Kevin, so I didn't relax and enjoy it. But my son one time said to me, when we were watching a game, he said, Mom, you have to understand when the announcers are having fun, we're having fun.
Chemistry is such a big part of it, isn't it?
Crucial.
Mitchell, a rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Man, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And the Spurs with some changes. Anderson, he's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Leonard. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Bertanis, he's checked in for San Antonio. Burks in the corner. He kicks it to Mitchell. Nice ball movement by Utah. Baseline J on the way. Rebound San Antonio. There's 1:26 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Gay passes to Mills. Here's Bertans. The drive by Green. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
Jerebko's checked in for Utah. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Utah.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
So here's Burks. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Boy, plenty of time left on the clock. He needs to keep his poise. That's his 4th foul now.
For Utah, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. And the first one drops. And the Spurs making a change here. Parker's checked in. The Jazz also changing it up. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Hood subbed in for Burks. And Parker, here we go. Yep, that one goes in there. Parker's got 10 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Hood kicks to Jerebko. Outside Hood. Pass to Favors. 14 feet away. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 14-5 run. And it's good for 2.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
There's no doubt. They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team moments ago in the huddle.
One of the biggest things is not to react to...
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Murray and Green team up to make the backcourt. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson, and it's Bertans in its center. That's the San Antonio 5. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
I'll tell you, solid concentration from the big man. Derek Favors fights through the contact thanks to all of that strength in his upper body.
Doris, with defensive rules now allowing teams to play a sort of soft zone, does that make it easier to hide bad defensive players on your team?
Well, it certainly gives you one avenue. I don't think you can play zone in the NBA for any extended periods because the coaching is too good and the skill level of the players would destroy a zone if you gave a steady diet of it. I do believe, however, that hiding a defensive weakness comes down to personnel. How many can you hide on one particular floor? Somebody's going to get exposed somewhere if there's too many.
No doubt.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Murray dishes to Gasol. A shot off that time, so Utah will take it the other way. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
Well, if Dante Exum can continue to make shots, it's really encouraging to watch him develop offensively. The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Jerebko, the pass to Favors. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Timeout. Boy, Favors has been efficient in the paint throughout his career. This guy is so crafty at getting excellent position.
San Antonio calls timeout. Doris, the revenue-generating streams for players these days, more endorsements, acting opportunities, event appearances, you name it. What impact do you think that has had on the evolution of guys wanting to play in big markets, big cities?
You know, I think the world is smaller, and so it's not necessarily a requirement to be in a large market in order to have some marketing success. You know, you look at any number of stars, even Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City, he's pitching any number of major company because of the level of talent. So I think it's been a good thing. I think it really comes down to where are these players comfortable. It's much more about organization and opportunity to win than it is city.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
And Gobert kicks to Favors. Over Aldridge. And no good that time.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
The 3 from Cephalosha. Buries it from 3-point range.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Parker against Rubio. Here's Favors. Again, Favors missing. Spurs leading by 19 points. Back to Ginobili. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Over Favors. Bank shot. No good.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
Gobert with a screen for Rubio. There's the feed to Gobert. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Absolute power from Rudy Gobert. Terrific, out-muscling the defense.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Bertans comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Leonard. It's Mills in for Tony Parker. Utah also making some changes. Jerebko comes in for Derek Favors. And Alec Burks subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Spurs.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And on the year, looking at their record, this game will make it 49 wins.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Boy, what a determined offensive presence he has been for them tonight. He carried the scoring load, and as hot as he was, it took a ton of pressure off his teammates all night.
There's a good screen. Jerebko, the pass to Ingles. 4 on the clock, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
I love the tenacity right now. Definitely on the prowl, looking for every opportunity to make a steal. The other team has got to be sharp.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Pau Gasol is checked in for Laverne. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Davis Bertans. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And Ginobili, here we go. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 19.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
Favors sets the pick for Ingles. And Favors kicks to Gobert. Back to Favors. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great...
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in.